We're getting some storms here where I am, so the temperature has dropped like 20 degrees in the last couple hours. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm sitting outside, which I've been doing a lot of my videos outside. I kind of like it out here. Thank you for watching. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my predictions for the first round of the playoffs. And if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, I ask please that you would do so. I would really appreciate that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give my predictions, who I think is going to win each series and in how many games. And I'm probably not going to give a whole lot of justification for these. It's just what I think, okay? So I'm no Nostradamus. Who knows? Who knows who was going to win? That's why they play the games. So let's talk about first Columbus and Tampa Bay. I believe Columbus is going to win this series. I'm picking Columbus in 6. I think Columbus is every bit as good as they were last year. I actually think in some ways they might be better. I think Korpisalo is playing better this year than Bobrovsky did. I think that if Korpisalo were to get hurt, which I hope doesn't happen, that Merzlikins is a very good backup. And honestly, I just don't completely believe in the Tampa Bay Lightning. Do I think they're a good team? Yes. Better than last year in some ways, worse in other ways. A little grittier, but I'm picking Columbus. Next up, we got Calgary and Dallas. I actually think this one's going to be pretty one-sided. I'm going to pick Calgary in 5, and honestly, I won't be surprised if it's a sweep. The main problem for Dallas is that they just can't score. And so it's kind of hard to pick a team to win a series when they can barely get a goal in a game. They were shut out by the Avalanche, and they barely managed a goal right at the last minute, against the Blues. And then, of course, whatever, an overtime shootout. But, they were this problem of not scoring plagued them all season. So, yes, Bishop and Hudobin are fantastic in net. And if I had to pick this based on only goaltending, I would go with the Stars. I think the Stars have a decided advantage in goaltending, but they can't score. So just not going to pick them. The Knights and the Blackhawks, for me, this might be the most difficult series to pick. I think the Knights are the better team, but I think the Blackhawks are just really... I think that they were ascending all season. And I think it's a shame for them that the season got cut short in a sense, although maybe they wouldn't have been able to scratch their way into the playoffs if it hadn't. So maybe this was a blessing for them, really. But I think that the fact that they handled Edmonton rather well was not a fluke, and I think Edmonton is a really good team. So this one's tough for me. I'm going to say this one goes 7. And while I kind of want Vegas to win because Vegas is one of my son's favorite teams, along with St. Louis, and I really like Marc-Andre Fleury, although I'm not sure he's really going to start, I got to say I think the Blackhawks are going to win this one in 7. The Canes and the Bruins. I'm taking the Hurricanes, and I'm taking them in 6. And I won't be surprised if it goes less. I think that while I think that Tuukka Rask should win the Vezina and is the best goalie by far in this series, I don't know. Do you ever get that team of destiny feeling? It's kind of the way that I felt about the Canes last year. And they met the Bruins in the finals for the Eastern Conference. And they lost, obviously. We all know the Bruins went to the finals and got beaten by the Blues. It's still wonderful to say. Anyway, I actually think the Canes are going to win this one. And no, it's not just because I hate Boston. And yes, I do hate Boston. I'll admit it. All you Boston fans can hate me. But I hate Boston because St. Louis teams have lost so many championships to the Red Sox, the Patriots once, and the Bruins once. So, not a Boston fan. But I think the Canes are going to win. I won't say that I think they're the better team. I think that they're both really good in different ways. But I think the Canes just have the sort of team of destiny edge. And I'm not sure that the Bruins aren't on the decline, honestly. I mean, they're still a fantastic team. there's a part of me that wonders if they're actually on a little bit of a slide on the downhill side of things. Canucks and Blues. Obviously, being a St. Louis guy, I want St. Louis to win. I think they're going to win, but I'm not really confident that they're going to make it out of the round after that. I just don't think they look as good this year. And Bennington has been, he's been plagued a little bit. He hasn't been as shut down as he's been in the past. Jake Allen looked really good the other night, so if they have to go to Allen, I don't think that's a problem by any stretch. But I'm going to pick the Blues in this one over the Canucks, and I'm going to say this one goes 7. I think this one's going to be a close one. Capitals and Islanders, I'm going with the Islanders on this. I do think Holtby, I don't know, maybe he's like 1% better than Varlamov, and of course I'm not talking about over his whole career, I'm just talking about right now. He's maybe a tiny bit better. And, of course, you know, it's always hard to pick against a team with Ovechkin, but I think that the Islanders are better. I just think that I won't say the Capitals are on their way down. I think they're stagnant. I think the Capitals are a bit of a stagnated team, and I think the Islanders are on their way up. I think that the Islanders are going to take this. I'm going to say six games this one goes. I think the Islanders are going to win this one. Avalanche and Coyotes. I like the Coyotes a lot. I love Rick Tocchet, and I really want to see the Coyotes win this series. I can't root for the Avalanche because their owner is Stan Kroenke, and Stan Kroenke owns the Rams, and he moved him out of St. Louis, and so I must forever hate all things Stan Kroenke. So I will not root for the Avalanche, but I'm going to say Avs. I'm going to say Avs in 5, and I won't be surprised if it's a sweep. Colorado's just a really good team. I mean, they're a fantastic team. And while Darcy Kemper, while he played during the season, he was injured for quite a while, while he had amazing numbers, Grubauer is more than adequate, and Francouz is a very good backup. If Kemper goes down, there's little hope. But honestly, Kemper didn't look amazing in that first round, or whatever you want to call it, in that 5-game series. Kemper was fine. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't like highlight reel material. He's going to have to be highlight reel material. The only way that the Coyotes win this series is if Kemper is making a push for the Conn Smythe Trophy. That's the only way. So I'm going to say Colorado on this one. Last one's Montreal and Philly, and I'm going to say Philly in 5. Philly at this point, I think, is my pick to win the Stanley Cup because I think that they just look so dominant. I just don't know who can beat Philly enough times to win a series. And, you know, I'll say the same thing about the Canadiens as I just said about Arizona. I mean, Carey Price, I think, is a better goalie than Darcy Kemper, although Kemper is very good. But Carey Price is going to have the season of his career, really. I mean, the series of his career, if the Canadiens are going to have any hope of taking this series. The Flyers just look absolutely dominant. The Flyers were the best team in the league when the break happened, and maybe they weren't first place technically. I don't remember, but I mean they were on fire. They were playing better than anyone else at the time that the season ended, and they've just picked up right where they left off. Carter Hart is the real deal, and it's going to take one heck of a performance by Carey Price and the Canadiens to off this Philadelphia team. And I have to say, of all the series, I'll say this: the two that would shock me the most if they go, if not just the number of games, whatever, that's a dice roll. But as far as like who actually wins the series, the two series that would shock me the most is if Montreal beat Philadelphia, or if the Coyotes beat the Avalanche. Anybody else I can see happening, although. I guess the next one would be if Dallas can't figure out how to score, then I don't know how they're going to beat Calgary. But I think Philadelphia is, if I'm a Philly fan right now, and by the way, I am a Philly fan, but I'm not a homer. I'm not from Philly. I just really like the Flyers. But if I'm a Philly fan right now, I'm about like as cautiously optimistic with really heavy on the optimistic as I could possibly be right now. And if I'm a Montreal fan, I'm thrilled that they've made it to where they are, but I'm hating that I have to see Philly in the next round. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's starting to rain. I'm not sure if it's going to rain on me. I'm on my porch, but it could if the wind blows. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Have an awesome day. Bye now.